My topic is on women and media. My research question is: in what ways are women represented stereotypically and non-stereotypically in the first 3 episodes from first season in Queen of the South and Miss Fisher's Murder Mystery? Queen of the South takes place in Sinaloa, Mexico, where the main character, Teresa Mendoza, buys drugs and exchanges money in the streets. While she is exchanging money, she meets her love, Guero. She did not have family or friends, so she was left in the streets to survive by herself. Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries takes place in the 1920s during the swingers era. According to the article Gender Stereotypes and Stereotyping and Women's Rights, a gender stereotype is a generalized view or preconception about attributes or characteristics that are or ought to be possessed by women and men, or the roles that are or should be performed by women and men. Gender stereotypes can be both passive and negative. For example, women are nurturing or women are seen as weak. As stated in the article Active All, Guidelines for the Elimination of Stereotypes and Strengthening of Gender Equality, the Ministry of Labor, Family, Social Affairs, and Equal Opportunities stresses that women are supposedly gentle, emotional, kind, sensitive, caring, etc. The lead character, Teresa Mendoza, clicked with Guero quick and she fell in love with him because Guero beats up her abusive boss and she felt like he was her shining armor. She ends up losing her job, but he suggests that she comes with him. That was when she was introduced to his world, meaning fast money and the glamorous life. Teresa finally felt like she had a family. She had to do what she had to do in order to survive, even if it meant breaking the laws. According to Peter Will, Benjamin P. Lounge, and Sasha Swartz, women are also supposed to like romantic movies, which are called chick flicks, as well as comedy, but to dislike action or horror movies. This is caused by a patriarchal society. In episode 2, Teresa gets emotional thinking about Guero. She is also comforting when it comes to people. For example, she takes care of Tony and Brenda. In episode 3, Teresa dreams about Guero. Women are being seen as weak and vulnerable without a man. She was a street girl that needed love and comfort from a man. So that's why she fell in love with Guero. According to Julia T. Wood, women in television shows are portrayed as significantly younger and thinner than women in the population as a whole, and most are depicted as passive, dependent on men, and enmeshed in relationships or housework. A few themes in the show explores how women need a man in order to be happy, complete, protective, and financially stable. Teresa makes Guero breakfast for their anniversary. She said when she was with him, she thought she would be out the cold, but she never been that wrong before. In this show, the non-stereotypical traits of women highlights how Teresa wants to learn how to use a gun for her protection. She is strong, motivated, and determined. She also had the courage to run away from drug lords that came looking after to kill her. In episode 2, she shoots a man and becomes a drug mule. She proves her worthy by carrying drugs inside of her while doing drug offers. In the TV show Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, there were acts of stereotypes of women that were portrayed in episode 1 because Franny seems flirtatious when interacting with men. In the article Selling Stereotypes, Weight Loss, Infomercials, Sexism and Weightism, the authors Blaine and McElroe stresses that women are emotional, weak-willed, and gullible. In episode 2, season 1 of the show Murder Mysteries, the lead character named Franny Fisher is seen as caring when she talks to Jane. She is comforting the little girl. She seems understanding. This is a common stereotype of women, being nurturers. Madison Day states as for women, they are socialized to be the responsible ones, the nurturers, and the caretakers. Women have to work in order to provide for their family and themselves, then come home and continue working within the house. This often results in stress and less time to take care of themselves. The non stereotypes for women in the show highlights in episode 1 she is independent, she has her own money, she's confident, and she's a lady detective in law enforcement. In episode 2, she carries a gun and knife for her protection. She takes risk and she does not listen to her male workers. In episode 3, she drives a pilot and she drives a big car. Both lead women in these two shows are embracing their powerful positions they are in and using it to help them become more powerful. They both had ambitions and desires and did not let anyone stop them from pursuing their dreams. According to women's oppression in the workplace was a result of individual idiotic bosses, not the expression of a patriarchal system. Although male characters still dominate on TV screen, the number of women characters increased by 2017. In the article Center for the Study of Women in Television and Film, it emphasizes on how in 2016 through 2017, women made modest but persuasive gains on screens and emphasizes on how in 2016 women made more scenes on TV. The percentages of female characters increased slightly on broadcast, network, cable, and streaming programs, and the percentages of women working in powerful behind the scenes roles increased slightly on cable and streaming programs. Teresa Mendoza and Franny Fisher's personality both differed because in the beginning of the show, Queen of the South, Teresa was bound to have a boyfriend in her life. To escape her oppression, she had to become a street survivor in order for her to become a self-made millionaire and boss. On the other hand, Franny Fisher was a self-boss from the beginning, meaning she did not need a man in her life. She was intelligent and wealthy. Thank you.